Okay.
Right. Good afternoon to Miss Shalini and my fellow friends. 2 weeks ago, Miss gave us an assignment to study to make a to conduct a study on critical thinking and emotional intelligence. Today, my group and I are about to present our findings on critical thinking and emotional intelligence. So now I would pass on the presentation to Naseem to carry on with the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Anand. Now I would like to talk about introduction of emotional intelligence and critical thinking. Firstly, what is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence refers to the capability of a person to control, recognize, and manage their emotion and possess the ability to control the emotion of others as well. Emotional intelligence, also known as emotional quotient or EQ. EQ is very crucial in a leadership or even in the workplace. There's a study shows that having leaders with high emotional intelligence are more likely to succeed in the organization. This is because having emotional intelligence help you to create a good relationship with others and achieve your goals. Next. According to Daniel Goleman, there are 5 key elements of emotional intelligence, such as self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Let me explain each one of them in details. First, self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand your emotion or moods and know how it will affect others. Second is self-regulation, is the ability to control your emotion and to think before you act. Third is motivation, is being driven to pursue your goal for personal reason rather than some kind of reward. And empathy. Empathy is the ability to recognize and understand others' motivation from their perspective or be able to put yourself in others' shoes and only think about the situation. And last is social skills. Social skills is the ability to communicate and manage and build a good relationship with others. Next. As for critical thinking defined as the ability to analyze findings, facts, information, or data critically and make a reasoned judgment rather than for your personal reasons. It helps you decide what to believe in. Critical thinking is about mode of thinking. Critical thinking is very crucial in an organization. Say you in a job, even everything appears to be functioning properly, critical thinking will help you try and identify new, better solution for any problems. That's why they are so crucial to have in today's job market. Next. So as you can see, these are the process of emotional intelligence and critical thinking. For emotional intelligence process, there are 4. First is perceiving your emotion and using and understand your emotion and manage your emotion. As for critical thinking, there are 6 steps. First, knowledge is the ability to identify the topic. Second, comprehension, which means understanding what is read, seen, or heard. Third is application. Application is the process of applying what you comprehend to an actual situation. Fourth is analyze, like it's like breaking, categorizing your information. Fifth is synthesis, which means combining all the information and create a new philosophy. And last but not least is evaluation and take action. If everything seems useful, then only you take action. Now I'll pass the presentation to Ashley.
Okay, thank you, Nasim. Right now, I'll talk about the organizations that practice emotional intelligence and critical thinking skills, which is Amazon. So the CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, has displayed emotional intelligence in these 2 situations, where in 2015, the employee complained about the bad working condition and they demanded a better employee standard. The next one is 2018, where the employee critiqued the company for low pay wages on the lower entry level workers. Both of the situation has Bezos clear effectively with emotional intelligence. He listens and learns from the critique and complain and have a solution for it. So here is how the Amazon employee practice emotional intelligence and critical thinking skills. So the employee practices leadership principle every day, but I'll talk the 5 of them here only. The first one is invent and simplify, where the leaders always find and create a new idea everywhere for problem solving and create innovation and invention for the company. And they will also find ways to simplify it for the customer. Next one is ownership. The company makes the employee thinks that they are also the owner of Amazon. So the employee will think for the company future and act like they are the part of the whole company, and they will never say, oh, that is not my job. The third one is right a lot. So even though the leaders can always make a right decision, but they'll also still communicate with other people for different perspective, and they're also open for new information. The next one is have backbone, disagree, and commit. So leaders can always respectfully disagree an opinion during a decision making, even though it's uncomfortable or unpleasant. But the leaders are firm in their decision and they don't compromise it, no matter how good the relationship is. And also when the decision has been made, they'll commit completely. Last one is think big. So think big. The employee always think and create a bold decision that can have an inspiring result for the company. The employee will also look for different ways to serve the challenging customers. So right now, I'll pass the presentation to Hui Yi.
Thank you, Ashley. Now I will continue to present about the positive impact of emotional intelligence and critical thinking in the future work. So the first positive impact of emotional intelligence is the job performance. So in this generation, emotional intelligence has become one of the vital parts in any job as it's used to interact with others and deal with situations, especially at work. Individuals who have high emotional intelligence can find suitable solutions more smoothly at work and apply the emotional resources reasonable, and can also quickly to assess the social support in the communications and interactions with people. Thus, it will reduce the possibility of failures and increase the work performance. Next is, for example, in the workplace, a leader or manager who have emotional intelligence will able to manage the workforce by understanding the emotion of employees in decision making, and also will establish a higher performance team to refining the work culture. Thereby, it will be positively impact on the work performance. Next, it also is leader who have emotional intelligence will also enhance employee morale that is positively impacting on the work performance. Next is reduce stress. So stress in work is a natural thing, especially in the workplace. At a time like that, the role of emotional intelligence is needed as it can help to reduce the stress. Employees who have emotional intelligence are able to utilize, identify, understand, and manage their feeling accurately. We tend to able to control the stress-related factors and remain the motivate to do a good job, even though they're under pressure. So for example, employees who have self-awareness allow them to recognize the stresses earlier and calmer technique to coping with them. Next is team efficiency. So effective team aside from technical skill must have emotional skill too. Emotional intelligence in the team help to build trust, respect, understand among the members, will lead to better participations and collaborations, which in turn will produce better decision making, productivity, creative solutions, and overall flourishing working environment. So for example, in the working environment, person has to work in group. They may consist of individuals who have different ideas and opinions. Thus, emotional intelligence can help to bridge any difference that might be many fights due to poor impulse control on the part of the employees. Therefore, it will be creating a strong and efficiency team. Lastly is time saving. So critical thinking can help to reduce the time during the decision-making process, as critical thinking is all about solving the problem through rational process or evidence-based knowledge. In workplace, critical thinking enables one to be aware of different approach to a problems and the ability to evaluate this approach systematically instead of relying on the regular problem-solving technique. So for example, McDonald's has used the critical thinking skill to roll out the self-service kiosk in Malaysia. So the self-service kiosk allows people to order something easily customized and also help to reduce the customer waiting time. That's all from me. Now I will pass it to Anand to be continued.
But there are other study that says critical thinking consumes too much of a time because critical thinkers they consume a lot of facts, they spend a lot of time collecting facts and information, which at the end it takes a long time. And on the other side, it also reduces the impulsive force that one has before making any decision. On the other side, it is also a very lame and a boring process. Thank you. Now I'll be talking about the negative impacts of emotional intelligence. Excuse me. People with emotional intelligence they tend to take less risk. People with higher level of EQs are much likely to play it safe. Okay. People with emotional intelligence they have the ability to manipulate others and also be taken advantage, which means when you have high amount of emotional intelligence, people can take advantage. People can easily take advantage of you. Okay. So moreover, the third one is people with high levels of emotional intelligence they are reluctant to ruffle people's feathers, which means okay, assume that you are the project manager for a project that was given to you. Okay, you have to make it happen. You have to you have to succeed at the project at any cost, which means even laying off your employees or people that working with you or your coworkers. So people with high EQ when they apply for the position or when they are in the position, it's very difficult for them to lay off people. Okay, next, they have difficulties in giving and receiving critiques. Okay, this is because they have high amount of interpersonal sensitivity and they're very empathetic about the peoples in their surrounding. Lastly, recently, Harvard Business Review they released an article. They released a journal article that says people with high levels of emotional intelligence have lower levels of creativity and innovation potential, and there is also research that proves it that there is a negative correlation between high amount of emotional intelligence and innovation and creativity because people with high amount of emotional intelligence they never challenge the status quo and they never start anything new. So that's all from me. Now I'll pass to Jiachi. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Anand. And now let me talk about recommendation part. Here are 4 strategies from employee and company to prepare for employment. For company, they can provide EI or CT training for employee. It can help employee develop critical thinking skill by encouraging thinking style and imparting technical skill. When employee learn new skill, they begin to see a wider range of problem and solution beyond their personal role and consider a wider range when looking at problems. Additionally, manager can help improve employee performance by understanding how emotion affect behavior and thought. For example, L'Oreal was one of the company that recognized and implemented EI training last year. As a result, the sales of trained personnel was significantly higher than that of other salespeople. Next. But because of our current situation, COVID-19, many companies are faced with insufficient funds, layoff, or closure. This makes many people jobless. At this time, people can change their mind. Our thought, emotion, and behavior are connected. Changing your mind can help your emotion have a rush impact and turn your behavior into productivity. Next. For example, people can increase their self-awareness. Having a better awareness can improve ability, which has nothing to do with IQ. We might understand that emotions are changing. As an example, a new graduate can't find a job, but at this time, frustrated is useless. Instead, they should find the solution now. That is adapting new social skills. Because of COVID-19, face-to-face communication has transferred into a new method of online communication. which make people must adapt new social skills. For example, the previous face-to-face interview will also convert into virtual interview. During the virtual interview, it's difficult for the interviewer to see your confidence. So you can expect it through your body language. At the same time, you should also pay attention to the interviewer body language because the signal sent through body language can convey more information about people's real idea. Also, listen carefully to what the interviewer say. Active listening includes showing attention, asking questions, and providing feedback to give the interviewer confidence in you. That's all our presentation. Thank you.
Okay, show me your reference list. Go back to your previous slide. No, a reference slide. The first one, yeah. Okay. So my question to the team is, how do you think companies now can provide support to employees with our current pandemic situation that's happening now? This is for the whole team to answer. You can take turn.
Miss,
I
can you
repeat.
repeat the question, Miss? I didn't
Yeah, I repeat. How do you think companies can provide support to employees now?
Maybe company can enable their employees to work from home. I know that that is a mandatory now to work from home. Maybe they could, companies could provide all their employees with high-end softwares like we do, like Blackboard Collaborate or something like for the employees to interact with the employer that has no interruption or that has better traffic. I mean, not only in what I mean by better traffic is that when a lot of people are using it, it doesn't crash, something like that.
Okay.
And
anyone
provide
else
them,
wants to contribute? Nasim, what are your thoughts?
Like Anand said, Miss, maybe company can provide something software like Blackboard.
Other than that, since Anand has already provided that example, any other example that do you all have to say? Maybe Hui, do you have anything to comment?
Miss, can I say something?
Yeah, go on. Who's that?
Me is Chawan. Do I have to open video?
Yeah, please.
Okay, hold on a moment. So here's my opinion on how the company can provide support to the current situation. For me, let's say if one of the employee got caught the COVID-19, maybe the company should fully support the employee in terms of medical bills. One of them, because right now, as Anand say, we are mandatory in stay home. So maybe they can do the, how to say, like a entertainment situation, like how they do team building, like in online cases instead of outdoor. And that's my opinion in the support.
Okay, anyone else?
Miss, I'm Jachi. I think company can discuss with them employee to pay the salary, half of salary to support the employee normal life.
Who pay salary again?
Company can provide can discuss with them employee to provide half of a salary.
They are getting salary already, so provide what else now?
Like Ashley say medical
Okay.
support.
Okay, never mind. All right, thank you. Any other questions you all have?
Miss, tomorrow, do we have to attend?
No.
Okay.
All right. Good job, guys. I'm quite impressed that you started on time.